All right, we are back. Sorry, but we're gonna wait for the audience to build up just a little bit first.
Why? Oh, I thought you were calling at me. I'm like, no.
I will respect ya. All right, we're building up our audience, and then we're gonna go see some amazing animals. Amazing animals. I'm on Facebook too, just because.
Why not?
Well, welcome back. It is better late than never, right? Thank you. You too. Welcome back. I had to get some very important stuff done. Very, 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 very important stuff. I'm just making sure that it's sent out here real quick before.
Time sensitive stuff.
Very time sensitive stuff. And I just want to make sure that. Oh, good. I'm the only one who can access it. I just want to make sure if I send out a link, it doesn't go to... Yep, that's Milo. You hold that.
I probably shouldn't be asking this on live, but I'm going to anyway. Since it's not the same fundraiser, but since we've technically reached 20,000, what about that raffle basket?
That's for the other one.
That's for the other one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just want to make sure something real quick. I'm gonna email this to myself.
You're a little paranoid with your email since it's been messed with so many times.
You have no idea. I'm gonna forward this to April and make sure that she.
So you see this guy? He hated me.
He did hate her.
And guess what? At lunchtime, he was the one curled up next to me.
You are able
Hi, Fred.
to make edits in this. Also, make sure it is the only file you have. Those two.
Leo.
So anyway, constant irons in the fire. Just freaking constant. We're working on it. We're getting there. I'm gonna send this real quick to April and have April look at something for me real quick. Are you on my legs?
No, I'm on Penny.
Oh, God. Like, no one wants to see that.
Whoop, whoop.
I just want to make sure that I sent a Dropbox.
Oh, thank you for all the gifts, guys.
I just want to make sure that no one can go in there and, like,
mess with it,
but, like, actually just see the information. Or maybe, do you have your phone?
I do.
I'm just going to share this link with you, and then you can just check really quick so I don't have to wait on April. Because she's busy. I'm just going to text it to you.
Okay.
Oh, Control Z. So anyway, sorry guys, this is like uber important. Okay. Share this.
Thank you, Beth. We are working on getting towards that goal.
We are so grateful to all of you. We are going to go see some animals. I'm sorry, this is just like really important.
Yes, all our lives are recorded on Facebook. So even if you just go to Facebook just to watch us, you can catch up that way.
Okay, I'm going to send that to you. And just let me know if it's coming. Here, actually, I'll just look. Here you go. There I am.
Thank you, Joy. You guys are always the best.
You're almost out of space, just so you know.
In what?
In your Dropbox.
Oh, because it's a free Dropbox.
Oh, good. Okay, just want to make sure it did work appropriately. That is fantastic. Oh, except for it put a big gap on that, but that's okay.
And here we have the Gus Gus.
Except for it made it all wonky on my PDF, but you know what? It is what it is. Okay, I'm good with that. I don't care at this time. It's just done. Okay, so we have a couple exciting things going on right now besides a whirl of drama. We are going to be having, tonight or tomorrow, we'll start our auction. I'm going here to my downloads real quick so I can show you. We have original artwork coming. We're just going to hit this up really fast. This right here is artwork that I have coming for eBay. And these are the biggest prints that we've sold or gotten. So here I can zoom. This is an original done by Lexi. This is a close-up of the original by Lexi. That's an Odie original. Look at that.
Look at those little jelly bean toes.
Isn't he cute? And then this is an original Zeus. These are 17 by 24, so you can take them, mat them, cut them, do whatever you want, keep them as a whole. This is an original that was done by Lexi. Now, Lexi's thing right here is... Let me see here. There's a movie right here. Okay, so this right here... I'm gonna make it take up the whole screen so you're not seeing my stuff. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's beautiful. Such beautiful artwork. Good girl, Lexi. So this is that painting. It is original Lexi artwork right there. So this is her making this print. Don't take it. Good. So Lexi is a BC British Columbia Black Wolf who will go down and visit here in just a second. So that will be available. You guys can watch our Popple account and it will come on there. Man, Holly, my Red Bull. It's wearing off. Okay, let's go see some animals because that's what we're doing today.
I've lost all energy waiting.
I'm sorry. I just...
You're gonna grab me another cold water?
Yeah. It just
Thank
is
you.
what it is. What really sucks is eating healthy.
You would think it was covered in coffee. It's from Heather Gilbert.
You would think. So, here we go. Let's go get this done here. Sorry, Koba. Oh.
The Lexi one is gorgeous, but I love Odie's little toes.
Are you gonna be in the sunshine? Oh, Poppy is a freaking trash can, you crazy.
Yeah, who's eating the trash can?
Probably. Gosh, can't take you anywhere.
It's like she's not feeding you.
I don't. Stay. That's how I keep them small.
Well, it's because you don't give them
Stay.
freeze-dried pieces anymore. I'm still caught. How?
So we had a employee from the Instinct dog food come out here, and I was like, okay, so I'm just a very honest person. I'm going to tell you why your dog food sucks. Because it has freeze-dried pieces in it. And my dogs got so in love with it that they ate all the freaking freeze-dried out first. And I have an auto feeder. I don't control how much my dogs eat because I don't have to. They can eat as much as they want because they don't overindulge.
Miss those days.
I know, me too. Well, I would too. Anyway, so I have an auto feeder that holds like 10 pounds of food in it, right? Because that's literally not even a week of food for me. And they dug it all out. They dug it all out to get those freeze-dried pieces because they loved them so much. And she started laughing and she was like, yeah, you gotta feed it in a smaller bowl. And I'm like, clearly. So, but anyway, it's actually really great food. Really great company, really great food. We're gonna go down here and meet some more animals. Oh, there's something I need Jeremy to do for me. Thanks. I totally forgot.
So Joy wants to know our favorite fruit flavoring, and yours too, Ashley.
My favorite fruit flavoring?
It all depends on what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm actually not big on fruit because it's so sweet. But like my go-to fruit is apples. That's usually what I go to for. That's all I really eat.
Well, I'm assuming it's fruit flavoring, so it's not going to be actual fruit.
No, I know. But
I know, like, when it comes to, like, any kind of candy or whatnot, orange is always a safe bet for me.
Yeah. Pineapple.
I love pineapple and mango, too, but sometimes you get that mango that's just, like, it's weird.
Well, I drink pineapple juice.
So do I. I love it.
Yeah, I love the pineapple juice. I don't really like juices, though. Like, I don't like apple juice. I'll drink orange juice, but I don't
Pineapple
like it. It's
crushed water mix-ins. Ooh, that sounds good.
Are you trying to say that we need to drink more water? Is that what you're
Costco was out of water.
saying?
Mark has fruit-flavored ice lollies.
Oh, I have alcohol-flavored ice lollies.
I do have Otter Pops in the freezer. I could have had an Otter Pop to cool down.
You could have. Too late now.
Is it though?
No. Hi, Rocket. Rocket Raccoon. Back up.
He is doing great after being reintroduced yesterday.
Move. Back
Anacortes, Washington.
Back up. All right. So, I haven't been in with Rocket since he's been in this new enclosure.
So, Joy is making Lotus drink, and I want to make one that if people order it, all the proceeds go to you. Aww.
A pineapple then would be my drink of choice. It's my mixer of choice. It's everything. So,
I try to stick to water when I'm out here, just because I always am a lot of caffeine in the morning. So water the rest of the day is probably the best bet for me.
I am lucky if I get 8 ounces of water, which is horrible. I'm trying to get better. I just drink caffeine.
Hey, Rocket.
So this is Rocket Raccoon. He is just got reunited with Percy. Do not bite me today. Percy and Apollo and Nico. They were having some controversial arguments that Rocket was being too aggressive, and so we ended up moving Rocket out, and he just got reintroduced yesterday. And if you were a Patreon of ours, you would see that you're making me very uncomfortable right now because you bite me.
Yeah, we were just a little bit late coming back on.
We're an hour late, and that my apologies because I had work that involved saving the sanctuary, so there was no way to not do that
Percy.
first. What's this?
Rocket's like, that's mine. That's what it is. It's mine.
Look, when you put your ears back, you are gonna just. Oh yeah, you know what Percy did to Holly the other day.
You all work so hard. I'm proud that you keep going every day. Shout out to y'all.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Percy. I left the enclosure because I was like, nope.
Holly goes, you know what happened to me this morning? And I'm like, what's that? She goes, Percy jumped and latched onto my leg.
Like my upper thigh.
Like
she
this?
leaped into the air. Except there was no log. She leaped.
I know, but I don't like it, you guys. Here.
Do you have rabbit poo on you again?
No.
I might. I did do it today.
Did you?
I did.
I don't have anything for you. I'm sorry I came in here foodless. Jeez Louise. Have some omnivore food. It's there for you. Don't bite my legs. I have shorts on today.
Anita, I'm happy they're all reunited too.
Me too. So these are known as raccoons. We're going to be somewhat educational here because that's what we want to do for a living, not beg for money and raise money all the time. These are known as pretty much trash pandas is what people will call these guys because they can survive practically anywhere that you put them in the world. They're one of the biggest sorry, my brain's not working now. Let me reset.
Sorry, while you reset, can I just throw this comment at you or question? Yeah. Has someone copied your Because We Matter TikTok account? They just got a friend request from them.
Yes. You little crap. Dad, don't bite me.
Thank you, Paula, about the $5,000 match we have going till Friday.
Okay, so let me reset. Okay, raccoons, really amazing animals. These are the only animal that they say that you can drop anywhere in the world and they can survive anywhere. We actually see that out here of how they adapt to things and how they're able to just acclimate to whatever situation or circumstance that they're in. They really are remarkable creatures. Now, these guys are very quick to turn, so you do have to kind of read them. Rocket will be like, beep, 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 I love you 1 minute, and the next minute he's like, Gah! So we are very sensitive to their emotions and their feelings. They have 4 times the sensories in their hands, so that's why they're always handsy with everything. They sit there and they play with things because it just feels really, really cool. When they dip that in water, it heightens that sensory. So that's why you'll always see raccoons dipping things in water. It's not to cool it down or to wash it like a lot of people think. It's actually so that they can actually feel the object better. And as you notice, if you watch this enough, you'll see that any toy that we give these guys will always end up to their trough just to make it feel like a cooler toy. Now, this is Percy. This is Rocket. This is a brother and sister duo that we got. Their mom was hit by a car. They were unable to be re-released into the wild, and so they were brought to us. Don't bite me, please. I don't want, not in the mood. Anyway, so they are really remarkable creatures. Percy is the only one that's actually bit me before. Rocket has attempted to, but it's been innocent. It's like, I'm going to play with you, bite. I don't know. She's actually been like, leave me alone, bite. And I'm on the other side of the enclosure. So she's the only one that I've been bit by, but didn't break the skin, just bruised a little bit. Now, the thing is, in the wild, if you guys ever come across a rabid raccoon, please do stay away from it. Rabies is a disease that actually is a neurological thing that kind of makes them go a little bit crazy. They're playing in their trough.
If they're awake during the day, does it mean they have rabies?
No, that is very false. These guys can either be nocturnal or diurnal. It's wherever their food and their survival is best. So ours actually play in the day and they sleep at night because that's when their food source comes. That's when we're all out here, and then they just relax. Usually about 3:30, 4 o'clock, we'll start to see our animals start to calm down a little bit and start retiring to their boxes for the evening. And then these guys usually wake up about 4:30 or 5. They play for a little bit, and then they go back to sleep until we get out here at like 7:30. It's kind of fun to watch them on the cameras in the morning. I'll go and check on everybody when I wake up at about 4 o'clock, and they'll be playing and wrestling and chasing each other across the enclosure. Now we are going to be hopefully, okay, so this is the high hopes right here, guys. We are hoping to be open by September, depending on the permitting process. I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe that when the hearing examiner gives his verdict of yes, you can open, or no, you can't open, or yes, I approve them, or no, I don't approve them, if we don't have to appeal the decision, which means taking it to Superior Court, then we can open, from my understanding, pretty immediate. So that means like the first week or two.
You better be careful with your hopes, though.
No, but if it's not denied, within the first couple of weeks of September, we would be able to be open again, which is amazing if that does play out that way, because we really need the money.
Yes,
which means, though, what these next 3 weeks are going to withhold for these guys is we are going to be taking everything out of this enclosure. Every single thing is coming out. And we are going to be completely renovating the entire thing. Rehanging cargo nets in different places. Cutting down, trimming this tree up a little bit. That's been gone for a long time. Do you remember, were you here when Rich climbed that and cut that down?
Mm-mm.
It was like...
I was here when it was still here, like the whole thing.
This was one of the biggest trees out at our property, like height-wise. It was a good, I have video of it. It was a good 60, 70 feet, if not more, up in the air. And Rich, man, he's so fun to watch.
They're crazy up in the tree.
Yeah, but him and Quinn, man, they're so cool. So anyways, what they did is he climbed up in the tree, and he like gets up there and is wobbling back and forth like crazy. And I just see him do the first cut, and he was like, well, that's dead. I mean, it fell down, and it just shattered. It was so dead. He's like, man, that could have broken any moment. I'm like, you're nuts. Anyway, so we add that. We only cut down trees out here if they're dead. We want trees. We want beauty. We want nature. That's like so important to us. And so the only time that we will cut down a tree is if it endangers our animals, or if it endangers, or if it's gone. So my uncle has actually been coming out here and cutting down some dead trees for us, so that he can have firewood for the winter.
Can we release him?
No, so we can't release any of the animals here. The reason we have them is because they could not be re-released into the wild. So we do wildlife education, conservation, sanctuary. Our main focus is rescue, and then we educate, and then we do conservation with wolves. But what these guys here, mom had been hit by a car, a good Samaritan decided to take them in and raise them. What people don't realize is when you do that, especially with species like raccoons, they acclimate and adapt so quickly to being with humans that now they'll start associating humans with good, and they'll start associating humans with food, and they'll start associating humans with a safe place to be. And if they do that, then your neighbors are going to start complaining about the raccoons coming over to their house that you decided to be a good Samaritan and take care of. And then next thing you know, they're getting shot and killed by Fish and Wildlife because they're going to be deemed nuisance. So these guys were already deemed nuisance, and so they came to us so that they didn't have to be euthanized. So we are here to give animals a forever home, because we do not believe that animals should be euthanized just because of their species. And that's with everything. Even, the pit bulls and the Rottweilers and the animals that Holly actually read a study she read what would that be considered? A fact list of that pit bulls are actually one of the one of the safest dogs.
I read a report that was done off a study.
Yeah.
That pit bull is actually considered number 2 on the nicest dogs.
Nicest dog list. Yeah. You want to know what's the last? Chihuahua. Seriously.
A Labrador Retriever is number 1.
Yeah, labs are just. I love labs, but
I do too.
I love dogs that are smart but act so dumb. They make me so unhappy. So anyway, that's what we do. So we're gonna move on to the next animal. I had to give Holly some time to cool down because as I was doing my legal paperwork, she was shoveling gravel. I heard her down here going, "It's so hot," and I'm up there typing on my computer. I was like, "Sucks for you."
And you know what? I went up to the cabin to kind of cool off for a second and realized the cabin is way hotter than it is outside. So I went in with the juveniles and just sat in their misters and loved on Willow.
Yeah, you're gonna bite my butt, but I love you anyway. You're so cute. Okay, let's go see another animal. It's a season to be jolly and joyous. Hello. I'm so ready for Christmas. Not the cold, just Christmas. You feel presentable now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Is my mascara running?
No.
It was sweat.
She's like, 4th load of gravel, done.
Hey, but my little bitty section looks phenomenal.
I'm sure it does look good.
So this right here is Mr. Squeakers. He is a coati, also known as a coatimundi. They're relatives of the raccoon and the red panda, but they're from South America. Did you guys know raccoons are only native to North America? Nowhere else are they native. If they're somewhere else, they're brought there on purpose. Or by accident. But these guys, they're pretty phenomenal. I'm going to say every animal's phenomenal because they really do. They all have their unique adaptations to survive in the wild. These guys can actually rotate their ankles 180 degrees and climb face first down a tree, which is pretty impressive when he actually wants to do it. I see the raccoons do it more often than he does. So, male coatis, they're solitary animals. Gentlemen who actually own squeakers, because believe it or not, you can own these guys in the state of Washington legally as long as you have the paperwork. But he got squeakers with a raccoon. He didn't do his research, which, you know, sadly, a lot of people don't do the research before getting the animal they absolutely love. Because he was solitary, the older he got, the more he kept beating up that raccoon because he wanted to be by himself. So the gentleman turned him over to Fish and Wildlife, and they turned him over to us. He's actually the nicest coati I've ever met.
Me too.
He will actually get on my shoulders, and he's pretty sweet. He did come with the name Waldo, which did not fit him at all. He actually squeaks like a little squeaky toy, or for all those who know him, like his corn. So we changed his name to Squeakers. How buddy? Yeah? Hi.
Don't lie. We just didn't like who named him.
You know, I didn't know who named him when I first found out his name. I was like, Waldo, really? All the names.
Wasn't me.
You made me lose my train of thought.
You're welcome.
Thanks. You know, it's always so spot on lately that, you know, losing it just barely happens.
Oh.
Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, their nose, you can actually see, it's kind of long and it kind of moves back and forth. That's because they look for insects. So we do try to keep logs in here full of insects, just like we do with Salvador and Odie, so they can rip apart those logs and look and eat those insects. He is an omnivore, so he eats everything from small rodents and rabbits and birds to your nuts, berries, chickens, and insects. He should be eating vegetables, but like all our bougie animals, they don't eat their vegetables unless you prepare them a certain way.
We love his little nose, too. Says, it is crazy to me the way the U.S. allows you to own animals, like, with no experience. I don't think you can do that here in Australia, but I'd have to look into it much. You can do it in Australia. You can do it anywhere in the world, actually. There's people who own tigers and lions.
Yeah.
And
did you know Mexico actually has a river full of hippopotamuses?
Really?
It's because a drug lord decided he wanted hippos and he was taken down and his compound failed. And now those hippos are terrorizing villages along the river. And they have been for like 30 years now. So
don't let it loose.
Just because you want something doesn't mean you should have it. What was I talking about earlier today? Saying I've always wanted one, but I know I won't be able to give it care. An axolotl.
Yeah.
I thought they're the cutest things in the world, but I know I can't give it the care it needs. So guess what? It stays in the pet store.
I want an Aldabra.
Like the size of this enclosure, he wouldn't be able to turn around. So
I love
I
them.
sent Ashley this video on the Aldabra tortoise.
It's
and
so big.
It's massive. But did you know that they play the same role as elephants do?
Yeah, I did. I know I learned that, but I also learned, I didn't know that the oldest living one that they found is 250 years old. And like,
insane.
but when they said it in the regards of like, hey, imagine what this animal has seen.
You didn't realize how old it was until you're like, he's seen a lot of drama.
Yeah, a lot of stuff in the last 250 years. Can you imagine? Jeez, that would be great grandfather's Aldabra.
So guys, when we preach about not getting sulcata tortoises unless you have a contingency plan, make sure your unborn great-great-grandchildren want an Aldabra before you get one.
Please.
Did you hear that?
I can't have...
Your unborn children?
I know, I get it. They don't want it. But, no, that's so funny. You got muted last time. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Our mods, they do a great job. And
We support them. So if they muted, it must have been for a reason. Trivia question, who was the Mexican drug lord?
I forget his name, but if you Google it, it will pop up.
That is so funny.
You will see those hippos terrorizing villages.
Hippos are scary.
They are.
Hippos are so scary. Oh my Lanta. They're such huge animals. I mean, it's like, that is terrifying.
Like, you never really know how crazy the exotic world is until you actually start researching it. And just the things that happen are insane.
Well, you know what's funny is I was thinking about this the other night is, you know, like you have people who are just like, I don't want exotic animals living next to me because what if they escape and they hurt somebody or hurt something? Do you know when I was a young child, I had to run home from school line than they ever would a dog or some kind of escape or anything like that. I mean, I remember I had a mama deer. I wasn't even by her, and she chased me around a car for a good 20 minutes before I could get away from her. And deer, man, they can hurt you.
So, I'm sorry if I butcher your name, but it's Sunny Baby. Looked it up. It's Pablo Escobar.
Yeah. So we're going to introduce you to one of my favorite animals out here. And you little faith.
Me too.
That's not fair. It would have stayed. I think it took me a minute to figure out why would you do that? I think you woke up Salvador. Oh,
I think I'm better on the smaller ledge.
It won't fit there. Anywho.
Where'd I put my water?
What?
Where'd I put my water?
I don't remember. Hi, buddy. This has been one of the funnest animals to gain a relationship with. This is Salvador. This is the rarest species I probably will ever work with in my lifetime. Hi, buddy.
I'm sorry, Ed. Thank you for looking that up for me.
He is a giant anteater. Now, his tongue is 2.5 foot long. It comes in and out of his mouth at 2 times a second, 120 times a minute. There's about 100 of these, they say, left in captivity. We are a fortunate one to have the opportunity to work with them. I've been building a relationship with Salvador for 5 years now. He still makes me pretty nervous just because he can kill me. He's one of the only animals that can defend himself from a jaguar. And so you turkey. How he does that is he actually will rear up on his back hind legs, and he has these really, really powerful claws that he can actually grab you with. Now, they have killed zookeepers in captivity. What they do is they've actually grabbed the inside of their artery they're not sharp, so it's the force that has broken open their artery in their legs, which is just so amazing to me. And I do know that because, like, with the cougar, their bite, they actually will break your bones before they break through your skin. It's like the same thing with this guy. Oh, gosh. Hi, can you show them your claws? I'd say I give someone a horse bite like you would not believe. So there's those claws that he has. Now, he walks on those claws just like he walks, like, if I were to walk on my knuckles. Right? And he's been a fun one though, except for the thing with Salvador is he can go on a rampage at any moment. So you have to be able to read him. That is why we have a shelf in here, so that all of us but Holly can jump up on it.
Back to those short jokes.
I know.
Does it feel weird with his tongue licking your foot?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's weird and very gross.
But you know what? It makes him happy. So, gotta build a relationship sometimes. There's some sacrifice that comes in every relationship, right?
We are about 6-7 hours away from Spokane, depending on traffic. And yes, we are on the West Coast.
So what he's doing is he's actually sticking his tongue. It's going all the way down my shoe into my toes, which is just absolutely remarkable. Believe it or not, they say that an anteater should technically be like the dumbest animal on the planet just because of its size of its brain compared to its body. But I think don't do that. I think they're pretty smart. So, but I only have 5 years experience with one anteater. I have not worked with more.
Lisa, I luckily have not had to do my absolute hardest to get there. When it comes to starting a propane heater, though, I use a 5-gallon bucket because it gives me an extra half an inch and I can hop on up.
So funny. The worst part is we used to have the propane in a medium tank.
So you had to get it in here.
Up there. So we had to bring the propane tank in here, lift it on the shelf, and then do it. Which propane came, didn't it? Excuse you.
I think so. So we need to fill his
tank. I love you, but your claws, I don't want them to rip through my shoes. And your new weird obsession with my keys, it's just very awkward.
What do you have on your keys is a good question.
So much gross stuff.
I just don't think about it.
I know, so much gross stuff.
You know, whenever I'm feeding chicken and I have to unlock enclosures to put the chicken in there, I'm always like, okay, I'm going to leave my keys out with the wristband, and I always put them back in my pocket. And by the end time, my pocket's like wet with chicken juice because I have to put my hand in and out.
You're excited. You're hyper. Let's see if he has his food left. Are you hungry, buddy? Let's go out here and see if he wants some food. I know, I do the same thing, and I'm just like, oh.
He has a little bit left.
You want some of your slop, bud? Here, buddy. It's a beautiful warm day today. Would you like some of your slop?
I don't soak my keys in rubbing alcohol. Every once in a while, I'll spray some sanitizer on them.
No, I'm sorry. Did I scare you? I trumpeted. Oh, he hears the pressure washer.
Yep.
So that is a noise that he does not like, and that's actually Holly and I sign to skedoodle. When he starts
I don't need it falling on him.
That would have been. So he does trumpet. We've heard it a few times out here.
And that's when you do not mess with him.
That is when you back off.
That's when you hop the fence.
It's terrifying. And it's almost like
it's not like an elephant trumpet, but it's a very soft, almost just breath, like.
Yeah, it's almost like a muted gator call, like a muted gator mating call.
Yes, he does not like the sound of engines out here, which is why we're trying to go electric with most everything.
And that's actually our neighbors. They have their mill. They have a mill over there that they mill their own wood and make their own stuff. And so that's pretty consistent out here. He's okay with that. It's a leaf blower that is his least favorite thing in all the land. Did he literally just go lay back down?
I hope so.
No, he's painting his walls.
Of course he is.
So now we're going to see this little fella.
Oh, thank you.
Little Mephididae.
Oh, you're out.
Yeah.
Hi.
That's why I said that.
Hi, buddy. So this is Mr. Odie Cologne. He is a striped skunk.
Holly, you have to work on your giant anteater trumpet. That's an elephant, Holly.
Or it could be his nose, just straight.
Yeah, there's no bend in that.
Yeah, that's one animal sound I can't really make. Sorry, guys.
Odie. You mean little bugger. Hi,
so not that I condone you guys owning exotic animals, but skunks can actually make really good pets. They're litter box trainable. They get along with cats and dogs as long as you raise them with them. And for the most part, Odie used to like being held, but then Ashley decided to go and save his life, and He doesn't like to be held anymore.
He hates people. I done it.
Hi.
I had to IV him, so he's pissed.
So this guy right here, well, all skunks. This is the one you're mostly going to find here in the United States is your striped skunk. But also, you're going to find, there's a few different species in the United States, like the spotted skunk. Those guys are absolutely adorable.
They are super cute. So I'm going to try to adjust the cameras here a little bit so they're pointed kind of in the same direction. There we go.
Huh, never thought about doing that. So, these guys were previously thought to be in the same family as weasels, badgers, but through DNA testing and cellular data, they actually found out skunks are in their very own family. There's no other animal in it, which makes them pretty special because it's really rare to have that. It's a Memphididae family. Now, the number one cause of death for skunks in the wild and captivity is actually obesity. These guys are the scavengers and they clean up your area along with possums and vultures. They'll overindulge every time they find that food source, especially if they absolutely love it. If we were to give him an entire 10-pound bag of peanuts, it would be gone. He will eat and eat and eat until he can no longer
survive.
Walk around and he wouldn't be able to survive. So he is actually a perfect weight. He is about 11 pounds right now. In the wintertime, we do try to get him up to about 15 just to keep him a little extra warm. But summertime, he needs to be right there. And with that proper weight, he can actually live up to 10 years in captivity. Oh, buddy.
Are you itchy? It's time for a bath again.
It is.
So join us on Patreon. We do our Patreon lives, and we will do a Odie bath on Patreon.
Hi, buddy. There was another thing I was going to say, and I just...
This is not charged.
Phone overheating?
No, it's not charged.
Oh, that helps.
Yeah, but you put your Halo in, right? Or your other one? I saw.
It's inside.
Don't need it yet.
Oh,
I know.
Sorry, guys. I am 17 months out of practice of giving you guys all these facts, like boom, 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 boom.
Yep, they will eat themselves to death. That is correct.
They literally will. Huh, buddy? Yeah, you will. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So everyone's used to these guys spraying. That's what you always hear about skunks. Now, when they spray, they try to limit the amount that they actually spray. If they're to spray you all at once or your dog all at once, they're actually left defenseless for a few days, even up to a week, and that's because they cannot build that reserve up fast enough. So when they do that little spray, it's very sparingly unless it's absolutely necessary to use that whole thing. He has been deglanded, which is why we were able to hold him. It's a very simple procedure. It's like getting a neuter done. He's back on his feet in about a day. Our other skunk, though, Cargo, who is our hooded skunk from South America,
hiding.
He's fully loaded. We don't handle him.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Aww.
But hooded skunk's lifespan in the wild is like 2 to 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen what it is in captivity, so hopefully it's longer.
15.
15? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
good.
Odie spaghetti. All right, next. Here we go. So, yeah, they said you have to study again when we...
I know. I just have to get back. Like, I actually had this... It just flowed so nicely, and the story just kept... And I've just been out of practice for 17 months. Almost 18. It'll be 18 months in 2 weeks.
Which has kind of been nice, because it's like... That's your water?
That is my water.
Hopefully.
It's cold.
It has been kind of nice to take a break from tours for a while, because sometimes they get pretty repetitive, and it's going to be nice to change it up a bit.
We do not have ferrets.
Nope. Those aren't illegal here. You have those. Let's get those pet stores.
Is she in there? Yes, she is.
She was sleeping so peacefully. So this is Beanpole. Bean is a North American porcupine. Would you like a maple start? Would you like a maple start? Sweet little girl. Hello. So you know it's a hot day when Bean is in her hollow. This enclosure was specifically made for Bean and Bean alone. This maple tree was dead, so we cut it. We topped it because we want to keep as much tree as we can. So we topped it, and it ended up to stimulate new growth, which is fantastic because she'll eat the starts. Now, she doesn't eat the leaves or the bark of maple really, but she will eat the little starts that come through here. So we do have to keep it trimmed. But her favorite is alder branches, and she'll not nibble on a pine branch because bark is a very important part of these guys' diet. Now, Bean, our sweet, sweet girl, has over 30,000 quills. They are just like fur, so it's just a modified hair. So they shed those quills just like they shed their fur. Now, they cannot throw them like people think that they can. That is a myth. You have to actually get poked by a quill for it to come out. Now, they do come out very easily. We actually did a medical procedure with Bean and had to turn her over on her back so we could see into her mouth. And when we lifted her off the piddle pad, it was just like tick, 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 tick. It was just all stuck on there. Oh, it was a fun operation. What are you doing? Oh, that's him eating.
Little microphone. Telling ya.
Anyway, so she did have to get 6 molars removed. 6? Yes.
Yeah.
6. The rest of them are still good. So our 5K matching, we're at 2,000, so we need another 3,000 to get it by Friday.
What does a 5K match mean?
So the 5K match, we had a generous donor come. So last week we had a generous donor come and say that they would do a $10,000 matching program, meaning that everything that you donate, they will match. So we had another generous donor come in because we have to raise $100,000 to save our sanctuary and to get reopen or start moving or whatever it may be. But fight for these guys' right to live here. And so the 5K matching is just a generous donor who said they'll match all your donations up to $5,000. And I believe we're at 2,000 of that. So 2,000 has been matched, and we have 3,000 more to go by Friday. So Friday is going to be Fundraiser Friday because guess what?
Whoop, whoop. So Paula wants to know who wants to start a $5/$10 matching going. She'll start by donating $10.
I swear to goodness.
Who's going to match Paula?
I have to meet some of you guys one of these days.
I know.
Just so that I can really personally thank you. It's like our donor that donated the 10K match. I sent her an email and I sent her a personalized video because I just don't think that not saying it personally, it was enough. And so I sent her a video to thank her, and it was
Jay Mitch is gonna match that $10. Who else is gonna match? April's gonna match as soon as she gets off.
But she's been on our tour 4 times. Who did the 10K match? So anyway,
sorry again if I butcher that name, but it's Sunny Baby says she'll match. Where does she send it?
So if you click on the link in our bio, there is our Popple account. Now, sometimes when you open it in an outside or in a browser within TikTok or Facebook or Instagram or wherever it may be, sometimes it will not pop up correctly. So you have to open it in an outside browser. Now, so just click on that link, open it in an outside browser, and it has all the different ways you can donate, whether it be Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, GoFundMe, whatever you're most comfortable with. There is an option for you on our thing. We also have our Etsy store, and we have we have our raffle going right now where you can buy raffle tickets, and all of that is available, and all of it goes towards helping the animals and helping us continue doing what we do: rescue, education, conservation. Let's go see the next animal since Bean's tired.
Yeah, take this so I can get down.
Believe it or not, Bean's first line of defense is not quilling. Her first line of defense is she actually lets a stinky smell off, just kind of like a skunk, but not quite as strong. She has a square-like piece of skin on her back that allows her to release that scent. And then, yeah, she just hopefully doesn't have to poke anybody.
Hey guys, question. Where's Frank today? In a house or under a log?
If only those rhymed.
Right?
Is he in a house with a mouse? Or in a log with a frog?
What am I guessing?
He's under the log.
Oh.
They already know.
I know. But maybe he'll surprise us.
Maybe he won't. Frank's a little bit predictable.
Hi, bud.
Surprise!
So this is Frank. He is a possum.
That doesn't hurt him, guys.
So the reason I can grab him by this tail, it is a prehensile tail you'll see in cartoons and movies where they hang and sleep from it. So they can't really sleep from it, but they can hang from it. It's that fit dependent so they can catch a balance. Hi, buddy. Okay.
Oh, just hold right there.
See his toes?
Yeah, the perfect shot of his opposable thumb. Sorry, you gotta get one screen and then the other guys.
So these guys have opposable thumbs on their back feet, and that actually helps them climb as well. They get a bad rap. A lot of people think they're rodents, but they are not rodents. They're not in that rodent family. Hi, buddy. I haven't held you like this in a long time. Did you know they have the most teeth of any mammal? 50 sharp little teeth. There's no molars in this mouth. But you know what I also learned? Their bite force, PSI, it's only like 4 to 6.
Nuh-uh. Really? No wonder they have to eat through a shrimp. Poor thing.
But you know, I feel like I need to look more into that because Thor has almost taken my finger a couple times with a grape.
No, so sorry, you gotta debunk this right now. They carry diseases.
Oh, so many. No, they don't. Like any animal, the disease is going to be found in their poop, so just don't go rolling in possum poop and you'll be fine. It's actually almost impossible for you to get rabies from these guys because their body temperature is too low to host that virus. There's only about a handful of reported cases yearly of these guys hosting rabies. Huh.
Why is that?
Their body temperature is too low.
And why else? Or why can they be bit by snakes?
I would go there first, but I'm like, why else? What do you mean? So their blood is actually pretty amazing as well. They have a special enzyme that make them immune to rattlesnake venom. So we've actually stopped milking rattlesnakes we're still milking rattlesnakes for our anti-venom right now, but they're also looking into that enzyme so we can quit milking rattlesnakes for our anti-venom because they are just super fantastic. So the whole thing about playing possum's only partly true. They just get so scared that they pass out. Yes, this cute little boy will pass out and he'll look dead and he can stay that way up to 4 hours. Huh. Yeah, you're cute.
Do you want to know how they did the study about ticks?
It is not an appropriate study to get a accurate reading, but since it is the only study they have, these guys are actually really good at tick control. If you have a garden, they're amazing. They'll take care of all your slugs for you. But just like that skunk over there, they're your janitors. They eat all that dead, decaying meat, which keeps disease down. They only live up to about a year, maybe a year and a half in the wild. In captivity, lucky facilities have got theirs up to 5 years old. Our oldest was 3.5, almost 4. They don't know why. Just like with canines. They have the ability to stay alive longer than that. They just don't.
Yeah, they are a scientific wonder of why.
When Frank passed, my Frank number 1, those who know me know I love Parks and Rec, and so I'll always have a possum named Frank. When he passed, I actually let him sit in the enclosure all day long because I didn't want to mistake it for him playing possum.
She did, and
then I was just paranoid forever when he was in the freezer before we can take him to get cremated, because I'm like, what if I froze him and he was alive? It's just little nightmares that you have. I was like so afraid I was going to open the freezer and see scratch marks.
So just so you know, when they play possum, they don't stop their heart.
They don't, but I didn't have a stethoscope.
He was gone.
I know.
He was gone.
I know he was gone, but it's always in the back of my mind. It will always be there.
The reason it's so hard is because possums, when they do play dead, it actually does. It's almost like they went into rigor mortis.
Mm-hmm. They do go into rigor mortis.
So it's they get stiff and stuff. So it is hard to tell. But Frank was soft, and then he went to rigor mortis. Mm-hmm. So it was had passed. So he had a good life though.
He did. He ate a lot of shrimp and cheese and shrimp.
And we have a video of him where he's sleeping and Holly's playing with his tongue and he's knocked out cold. And she's like, she thought he was dead that day until she saw his little body breathing.
He was so cute, such a sound sleeper. Yeah. But these guys are pretty important. So if you do see a possum dead on the side of the road, please check pouches, get them to those re-release facilities, because they don't live very long. Moms can have up to 20 babies at one time. What's really cool is those babies are actually the size of rice. And once they're born, they'll actually crawl on their mom all the way to the pouch. Most of them don't make it, which is why the normal, what you'll find inside a pouch is about 6 to 8. But mom does have 13 nipples in that pouch. The reason why they crawl into a pouch, though, can you guys tell me why?
There is a huge delay on this. You know that, right?
Is there? He licked his lips. I thought it was.
About 30-second delay. No, he's doing really well.
I won't do the question. So these guys are the only marsupials here in the United States, which means they're in the same family as kangaroos and wombats and all those guys, except their possums look way different than ours.
Way different. There's several different subspecies of possums.
You're cute, but you're that ugly kind of cute. Whereas, why are you drooling so much?
Wait till he gets nervous.
I know.
What do they do when they get nervous, Holly?
So they will...
Now he's in his box.
Run into his house. So when they get super nervous, they'll actually...
They'll poo green.
I didn't want to say it so vulgarly, poop green.
It's like a scared...
stinky, like, substance.
Yeah, it's like a defense mechanism, essentially. Like, it smells so bad.
Mm-hmm. So the reason we do have Frank and he couldn't be re-released out into the wild is his mom was actually crushed by an excavator, and he was crushed along with it, so he has some neurological issues. So he came here because we can't do that re-release program, so he's going to live out his life here, and he's been here for about 1.5 years now.
She wants to hear why they go into the pouch.
Because they're marsupials.
Oh, she thought, well...
Oh, is there another reason?
No, you made it sound like there was an actual real reason.
Oh. I'm trying to keep it entertaining. No.
They go into the pouch to stay safe because when they're born, they don't have, they're so tiny when they're born. I'm like she was saying, like a speck of rice. And so if they didn't have a place to go and be safe, they literally would just be eaten up by little birds because of...
Yeah.
So they said, ha ha, ha ha.
I'm just trying to mix it up for you guys.
Oh, it's been so long since we've done a tour. All right. Now off to some of the fan favorites, which we'll probably have the pleasure of seeing. What are you looking for? We probably have the pleasure of seeing something that you guys don't normally see. Because he's just been like, I don't know, on one.
You mean the one I've poked and moved? And the one Jeremy poked because we thought something was wrong with him?
I thought he was dead. This right here is known as the alligator snapping turtle. These guys can get really, really big. The biggest one that we've ever had is about 83 pounds. His name was Methuselah. So this is a little guy. He was turned over by a government agency, Animal Control. And these guys are really cool. They actually live down on the lakes and rivers, swamps, bayous, Louisiana, Georgia, Mississippi. And they live with the alligators. They get along just fine, but they'll sit down at the bottom of the bank and they'll open their mouth and there's a little worm-like object on their tongue. And when they go to, when fish goes to eat that, the moment it is touched is the moment that they are doing certain things. Like you'll see people, and this is the same thing for alligators too. So you always wonder how people put their heads into an alligator. Well, the reason alligators will close their mouth is when something touches their tongue. So that guy that got his head chomped by an alligator, did you hear what happened? He was sweating and he wiped one side, but he didn't wipe the other. And so when he put his head in the alligator's mouth, some sweat fell onto the alligator's tongue, which made him mousetrap him.
Snap.
So they're in here with American alligators. We'll go this way so you guys can see these guys.
Hey, can we go this way real quick so I can show you my...
Oh, your gravel. Your hard work.
So I'm re-graveling this whole area.
Wow.
There's step 1.
Oh, that's 4 buckets?
4 buckets.
Like 5-gallon buckets or wheelbarrow?
Wheelbarrow.
Oy vey. Have fun with that.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. Wow. So that looks great though. It's level. So these are known as American alligators. They are really amazing animals. They can go a whole year without eating. They can actually survive 2 to 3 years without eating if absolutely necessary. Whenever an alligator loses its tooth, it grows a new one right in its place. They have a third eyelid. It's called a nictitating membrane. So when you watch them blink, you'll see a clear goggle come across and then they'll blink their eye. They have one of the most advanced heart systems in the world for 2 different reasons. One, they can slow it down to 1 to 2 beats per minute, which is absolutely amazing. That allows them to actually go into a river that's freezing, put their little nose and their little eyes above the water, and slow their heart rate down and actually be able to go through a freeze and be perfectly okay. These have been around since dinosaurs, and they're one of the only, well, they are the only animal who has never evolved, changed, right? So they are the same now as they were then, which is super cool. Believe it or not, we actually almost eliminated the alligator. We almost brought them to extinction. And they're one of the first animals that we actually successfully brought back under the
You know what's really cool?
Protection Act.
Is now the Chinese alligator is under the same extinction, very close, and they're looking at how we did it to save them.
That's so cool. We bred the living daylights out of them. Is what we did, and we released them and got them back up and going. Now, alligators are really important because they control species for us. They keep those swamps and bayous nice and clean of being overpopulated by other animals. Now, a lot of people go, but alligators, they're so scary, they're so aggressive. I've been working with alligators since I was 12 years old. I actually went swimming with our alligators quite frequently. The reality of alligators is they're ambush predators. So if you go into the water and it's almost like red light, green light. So if you're looking at them and kind of like, stay away, most of the time they will do that. It's when you turn around and they feel like they can actually sneak up on you for attack is when the alligators will come towards you. So they are really cool animals. They are very docile. We all go in here with them and they're perfectly fine.
Are they biologically family? No idea.
Oh, really? Are these guys related? No. Nope. Sully came from a confiscation. He's only 6 years old. Some of these other gators are upwards to, we've had them. I was going back and looking at the Facebook page. We've had them for over 10 or 15 years, some of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's like, if they're the same gator. No, I'm just kidding. We've had lots of gators come through our compound. Alligators never stop growing. They'll hit over 1,000 pounds and 14 foot long. And the really cool thing about alligators is they can adapt to territory. So they'll actually slow that growth rate down if needed. So I have Rex who can't come out here yet, but we have been power feeding him. We've gotten him to almost double in size since we've had him. So he's gone from 18 inches to about, he's probably about 32 inches. So almost doubled in size. And, he is actually 8 years old. He's older than Sully and he's an eighth of the size of Sully.
Yeah.
So he is a tiny little bugger, but what happened is he was kept in an aquarium his whole life, and so to accommodate that territory, he slowed that growth rate down. Now, alligators normally grow about a foot a year for the first, 4 to 5 years of their life, and then they'll start slowing that growth rate down once they get big enough to be able to protect themselves out in the wild. So I'm trying to remember, I saw one of the biggest alligators on TV the other day. It was just absolutely breathtaking of how big this alligator was. I mean, his head was as big as Sully's body. It's just as...
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing to see.
Is it from Australia?
It might have been in Australia. I was just watching a documentary. The coolest thing... Oh, thank you, guys. Halfway there?
A little over halfway there.
So the coolest thing about alligators, guys, though, is that... that if we didn't have... The reason that we brought alligators back is because if we don't have alligators, a lot of other species will suffer, and if not, go extinct themselves. So they do create a beautiful balance in the ecosystem, so we do need them. One of the biggest things where you guys will see these down in Florida quite a bit, it's funny when you talk to somebody from Florida, or someone from Florida comes out here on our tour, because they're like, oh, it's a gator, that's cool. It's like this nonchalant, like everyday attitude, and you're just going, you're like some of the people from Washington are like, oh my God, a gator! Like it's like, because we don't see them up here, right? We're not acclimated to having them.
Can you touch one?
I don't know if I have keys. They're not hungry either. Holly, we came on live the other day. We're like, we're gonna feed the gators. And we held chicken in front of their mouth and they were like,
Meh.
or not. So this is Susan. Susan's our littlest gator out here. Then we have Randall and we have Sully. But yeah, they're pretty amazing animals. You're so cute.
Yep, I go into them every single week to clean that tank, and tomorrow they're actually all getting salmon, and hopefully they eat.
And then tank cleaning day comes on Monday. Or Saturday, whichever.
I'm going to try Friday.
Oh, are you?
Now that I cleaned my sub pump, so it should drain faster.
Hi, honey.
So Susan is the smallest gator in here.
Stinker. She's grown actually quite a bit. Jeremy sent me a video of them getting put in this tank 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Can you believe it's that long ago?
No, I cannot. Now, this is not our design.
What? Dan, you're hilarious. I have to say, it's very nice to see Ashley with keys.
The last few weeks.
I know.
Note that. Ha-ha.
But you know what was really funny is at some point this week, Ashley watered for me. And I realized she didn't have the right keys because the hose was just threaded through the one gate to get to cougars and not open.
Yeah. I have not had those keys. I have them at my house, but I have not had those keys for that lock for a good 4.5 years or 3 years.
Since we changed them?
Since we changed them. I was like, out with the old, in with the new. And then I realized you guys didn't change the center for the cougars. And so I always have to go around because I still have not put that key on my key ring. So, yes, I did.
Why do you think they attack in the wild?
I know why they attack in the wild. It's the little lady who passed away. Very, very unfortunate. Super sad. The tragedy is not, I'm not making the tragedy less than what it really is. But walking a dog along a lake bank that has known gators with a dog, something that they will smell and something that they will go after, and walking that close to the bank and then literally watching this alligator come towards the dog that has its back turned towards it. What happens is the alligator will come out of water. They'll close their eyes and start swinging their head side to side. When something touches that tongue, they latch down, they pull it in, they death roll it, or they take it under and drown it. So with that, because alligators swallow their food whole, they don't chew it, so they do have to bring it into smaller pieces, which is a horrible thought. But
so death roll isn't actually to kill the animal; it's to break limbs off,
to be able to eat it. And you know what I watched the other day? Oh, this is so horrible.
You didn't watch a death roll, did you?
Did I what?
Watch a death roll?
Yeah, I did.
Why?
It popped up on my feed. I watched a death roll. So what happened was they were feeding, because like gator facilities have like 60, 70 gators in the same tank with each other, right? And so this guy was feeding the gators and he put the freaking piece of chicken next to another gator's leg, and it grabbed his leg instead and it rolled his leg off. Well, the thing, it's horrible. Okay, it's horrible. It happens, but it's horrible. Especially when you have that many gators, and even in the wild, that will happen. It's that misidentity, right? They mistaken identity. So they'll come up, they'll grab. Sometimes they won't realize it's an alligator, and they'll just whoop, roll it right off. Now, here's the thing about alligators: they can stop the blood flow to be able to heal. So alligators, we've gotten alligators that have no arms because they
Thank you for all the hot dogs.
Like that. Here goes Sully. Let's get him to go in the water. Sully, will you go in the water? Come on. Hey, bud, you want to go in the water? He's like, no, it's warm up here. I love the propane. Sully's kind of a butthead. He's new to this gator pack, and he's kind of asserted his dominance to...
He's a very spoiled gator and has always gotten what he wants.
Hey, bud. See, there's nothing. They're so gentle, So
they're kind of rough on top, but if you feel their underbelly, it's very soft and smooth.
Yeah, it's really cool. We love gators. My favorite thing about you is your eyes, though. Your eyes just absolutely are so beautiful. I'm an eye person. eyes of animals or eyes of people, that's my thing.
So I'm not sure who are they attacking?
What?
I don't know.
They're not. Alligators don't just attack random people. I mean, if you're going.
Oh, okay. I missed her first comment.
Oh.
There's a guy that has alligators in a place called Everglades. The gators get really close, yet they don't attack him.
Oh yeah, no, they won't. They won't. Alligators aren't stupid. I mean, they're highly intelligent. People do not realize how smart alligators are. I think the best thing that you could see for alligators of smartness is, I love when Echo just flies, is that they took an alligator and they're like, hey, we're going to relocate this alligator because it's causing troubles here 100 miles away from this location. Do you know what happened? The alligator made it home. Traveled 100 miles back to its home. That is remarkable. Like that's incredible. Animals don't do that, but alligators, they do. And they're one of the few animals that live as long in the wild as they do in captivity, and that's about 50 years old. So there are alligators in the wild that are 50 years old, and there are same as captivity. It does not enhance their living, which is just remarkable too.
So you guys get a close up of my 4 wheelbarrows full of rock. I didn't. I have to go back and do that later.
That's going to be a morning. Oh, I don't even need my feet.
I had to go in there to cool off.
We're going to go say hi to these guys really quick. This is a fan favorite here.
So Nikki says, Ashley, I'm the same way. I love animal eyes.
They're so cool. Especially yours. I love your eyes. They're very unique. They're not like your mommy's or your daddy's. Are they? This is Luther. Luther, I just posted a funny video of Luther this morning. It all blends together.
Oh, my name's Holly.
Oh, you didn't say it right.
Hi, I'm Holly.
I love it. So this is Lou. His nickname is Lou Boo. I have nicknames for all the animals. I get so much crap for it because I don't call them by their original name. They all have nicknames.
You get crap from one person because I have nicknames for them all too.
That's true. I was watching one of my lives the other day with when Jeremy was on it with us, and he was like, I was like, there's Lou Boo, and he's like, Luther, and I'm like, oh, there's Echo Becco, that's Echo. And he's like correcting my names as I go through them.
Hi, Kathy.
But this amazing fella here is known as the British Columbian Black Wolf. Now, from my understanding, it's still... Oh, you want more?
Are they wolf dogs?
Yeah, so everything's technically a wolf dog. They have a mix of something in them. Even though they're high content, they still are considered wolf dogs or wolf hybrids. Our goal with our wolves is to keep the line as pure as we can so that we can be involved in conservation efforts to get them put back out in nature where they really belong, because we're eradicating them right now. Now, wolves are super... You need to look into it because they're decimating the populations of Yellowstone. By releasing them, they are killing thousands of elk because they had to. They had to do that to control the elk population. They had to. It was so extreme that we couldn't do it well enough as humans because we were taking out good and bad, where the wolves came in and they took out the old and the sick first, and then they monitored that, which is just...
Sorry, guys. Her phone decided to let me know she had low battery, and that's why it paused.
Oh. Was it down to 10?
Yeah.
So we'll go up and grab your charger here in a sec. Let me know when we get to 5, and then we'll...
I can't see it, so I don't...
You don't know? Okay.
No.
We'll give it 5 minutes, and we'll go up and get that. Hi, love bug. Just because Luther's being so sweet right now. So this is a subspecies of British Columbian black wolf. This is what they released into Yellowstone. We actually took wolves in 1995 from Canada, brought them down to Yellowstone, and released them, which was the BC black wolves. And now we heavily monitor all the different packs that go throughout
Anacortes, Washington.
Throughout Yellowstone, and people are very, very heavily involved. When people come out to our experience, they're like, oh, pack 195, wolf number, like people heavily follow the wolves in Yellowstone.
Thank you.
I don't have time for that just because I have to heavily monitor the 15 I have, so I couldn't imagine monitoring Yellowstone wolves on top of our own. Right? They're so cute. Now, wolves do not carry the gene to have blue, green, or brown eyes. They always have a yellowish copper hue to their eyes. It's the trademark of a wolf. That's why when people are like, oh, blue-eyed wolf tattoos, that's not a thing. That is a man-made thing. They don't carry the gene to have it. Wolf structure is so perfect that they don't suffer with hip dysplasia or things like that. Now, because they can live longer in captivity than they do in the wild, they can start suffering with arthritis. But other than that, and twisted stomach, it can be very common in wolf dogs too. That's pretty much the only two things that they really, really struggle with. We have had a couple who have done some ear infection kind of stuff, but maybe 4 in the entirety of me working with wolves for 21 years we've had.
How did wolf dogs come about? Stray dogs or deliberately bred?
No, so we have been eradicating wolves for hundreds and hundreds of years, right? And so when Teddy Roosevelt in 1902, he ordered the extermination of
Willow.
They got ducks today. Duck, thank you. Oh, you smell like that duck. That is. No, you were just licking a duck. I don't want you licking me after you licked a duck. What did you do?
Kathleen wants to know if she can send money for the raffle through PayPal.
Oh, it smells so bad. Yeah. That's fine.
Do you want to go back to answering the wolf?
Yeah, so in 1902, Teddy Roosevelt ordered the extermination of all predators. And what happened is by the 1930s, we had about 668 wolves left in the Minnesota area. So we actually had to start crossbreeding wolves with dogs to get those populations back up. And that's kind of what, not the start of the diluted the line, but that's what diluted the line. We also, they say in studies that they actually crossbred with Native American dogs. So that's another thing that they talk about too. But we've just, as man, we just decide what lives and what dies, and we create detriment to the ecosystem.
Now, the new species that we did not create, they kind of did naturally, are the coy wolves.
Yes.
So wolves breeding with coyotes.
And that is pure survival. And those are found in New York.
They are.
Yeah.
In Central Park.
Yeah, in Central Park. Can you believe that? Wolf mixed with coyote.
Like the studies I've read on them, they're actually more scavengers than hunters, which is pretty amazing.
This makes me feel very uncomfortable.
Try being in the mister, and so you're petting her while she has her little duck, and then Luther or Brian comes by.
So please do know that all of the chickens and ducks that we do get out here that are fully feathered and stuff come dispatched from farmers for us. We don't kill anything out here. We are a no-kill shelter unless it's medically necessary for their health, so they're not suffering. So if they were to bring us
just like that.
If they were to bring out this is if you knew Willow is very protective over her food. So I am honored that she is snuggled up with me with a piece of chicken, but it's also terrifying at the same time. And watching another wolf comes over to grab it. But anyway, we don't kill anything out here. It's very important to us to not do that. We want Mercy kills are about as best as we can do out here.
And she found another one.
I don't want any more. Oh, gross. It smells so bad.
She will eventually eat it. She just tries to make sure the boys don't get any of it. Like, I've literally come in and she's been sitting on 3 or 4 of them. Like, she'll sit on them.
I do appreciate you sharing your chickens with me, but I don't want them.
Which is why we also do substitutes so the boys can eat their buckets of meat as well.
Yeah. Oh, man, Willow.
Because Willow is a hog.
She's looking for another one. She's sharing her food with me, so that's an honor. That is an honor. Oh, it's so gross. Willow, come take this back there. Lizard, go take
Oh,
that.
I didn't see your last comment. What was it? There's only 3 left, so hopefully. Unless she buried one.
Oh, there's one right there. Hi, buddy. Is that a chicken? So they did get some fresh chicken, but...
Heather, are you talking about the Steve Irwin is the name of the Gator boy? Is that the comment you want me to read?
His son? Steve Irwin's son?
Anna Cordes Washington.
I don't understand the question.
She just asked me to read her comment, and that was...
Steve Irwin was an amazing man. His family does
amazing work.
amazing work. I could only dream to be in that level of...
Could you imagine?
No. I mean, they just opened this beautiful hotel. I would be honored to go stay in it one day.
But we're not going to open a hotel. We're going to open a lazy river theme park. The people can... The people can be in the cages in the lazy river, and they can float and see the animals.
In Washington State. So 2 months out of the year.
We'll provide wetsuits, just like we provide jackets.
No, I don't want to be no, God. I got to win the $1 billion tonight. That's my ultimate goal, guys, is to win the Powerball and the Mega Million. I could win both. That would be great. Because the amount of work that I could do for charities and sanctuaries all over the world with that kind of money would be
She found the 3rd.
unbelievable. That's so sweet of you, Willow. That's so kind. We're going to go get our charger because these chickens do not smell pleasant.
They do not.
And they pop on me. Oh, gross. Did you know they still make noise when they...
Yep.
Even though their head is gone.
All the air left in there.
Jeremy was like, well, at least they can't make noise without a head. And I gave it to Max and went, "Marr." I was like, no, I can't. It's so sad.
What if they get mad with you being right there?
She brought it to me so she wouldn't get mad at me. She would get mad at other wolves coming towards me or towards her food. She would with them. The reason I get nervous with that is because me sitting there, and she came to me, so she's clearly comfortable with it. And if another boy came up,
that's when the bickering would start.
That's when and it's getting snaked by a tooth within that bickering, not that she would turn towards me and be like, "You can't have my chicken now." Yeah. She wouldn't do that with me. She's totally fine. It just makes me nervous because other wolves will come try to steal it from her, and it pisses her off, and then I have to deal with it.
So April says Willow has proven her hunting skills before. Yes, she has.
That's so with all the lives.
I know.
I went back and rewatched it. It's just natural instinct. Get the rat! Let me get the charger. No. 3:33 by the way. No.
It is 3:33. Hi, Max. Hi, Coco. What do I smell like? She did get that rat, and she ate it. Hi, mamas. Hi, Maxwell.
We gotta go down here, Holly, and then we will switch to you and cats. We already saw a possum, so
We
as much
did.
as I love Thor and Loki, it is the same thing. So. That's like the same thing with Max and Coco when they fight over attention. It has nothing to do with the fact that they're like, it's just that it's right by your legs.
Legs or face? Where you going?
Yeah, I gotta get the
Oh.
cord. I put it over there.
We will see Zeus as we walk by.
My Zubu!
We have over 100 animals, about 52 different species. If you want to rewatch our live, go ahead and go to Facebook, because this morning we started with a few of them and
You're walking away. I appreciate you not wanting to get close to my face, but
oh, you're very close.
I know, I feel it.
Can you?
I can feel the close.
Do you turn it on? Yeah.
Did it go pink?
Yeah, it's on.
Hey. Go for it. What are these? Are these Aldabras?
No.
Oh,
These are like
an eighth of the size.
a baby Aldabra right out of the egg. No, I'm kidding.
They're little, aren't they?
They
yeah.
are very little. No, this is a sulcata tortoise. You got a little coconut on you. So sulcata tortoises are the third largest tortoise in the world behind the giant Galapagos and the Aldabra. They are from Africa, so they're naturally burrowing tortoises. If you can kind of see his front legs here, they actually have, I don't even know what you call those. I know there's an actual word for them, but it helps them dig, and they can dig up to 20 feet into that ground to get out of that hot sun.
Spurs.
Spurs, that's the word I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're a team here. We're a team.
Team players.
These guys can live over 100 years old, and in extremely rare cases, they can get up to 200 pounds, but they're more around that 100-pound mark. We get these guys for a few different reasons. One is because they can live over 100 years old, and some people's family, they just don't want them when you pass away, so you have to have a place to go, which is where they're here. And the other reason we get them is because they're naturally burrowing tortoises, and they start going through people's drywall. He sees the color of your phone. He's like, I'm going to bite that.
Doesn't smell like anything, does it?
But there's color.
I saw prettiness.
I don't have anything for you. So these guys, all turtles and tortoises have tons of feeling in their shell here. So we do have brushes that we're going to set up to make kind of a tortoise car wash for him. So if you ever see someone who has a pet turtle or tortoise and they've drilled a hole in that shell, that's a no-no. That is so painful for these guys. You just have to watch them. Usually if you have a tortoise and they can't see the other side of the fence, they won't dig through. So what's the best way?
Oh, thank you.
Hot dog,
Hot dog, hot diggity dog. What's his name?
This is Big Ben.
Can he feel his shell? Can you tickle his shell?
Yeah. Is that a question?
Yes.
Oh.
I wouldn't ask that. I know.
You can tickle it. He usually, let's see if he's going to do it today.
He itches on.
He'll usually start shaking his butt back and forth to go along with that.
No more hot dogs, Holly.
No more hot dogs.
Okay. I'll pick the goal.
Finger hurts again.
No. But I did watch that. Where when you you were like trying to do. It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
So we do have 4 sulcata tortoises here. We have Big Ben, we have Big Bertha, who last I saw was over by my prep station. And then we have Spike McNubbins in here. So when it does get a little bit too chilly for them, they have their hot spot to go to. Other than that, they have free reign of the whole compound. They trim our grass for us way better than the goats do.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I need them to go in the back again.
Except for, what's his face?
Oh, except for Pico.
Yeah, Pico. Pico.
Pico's on par with those goats.
Yeah,
doesn't really do his job.
Goats are so broken. Hi, Lex. Where's Boomba?
Behind a tree.
Zeus!
Did you get a box today?
I did. I threw in a box because I felt bad today. Hi, Boomba. Are you gonna attack Holly? Holly, he's stalking you.
He let me pet him the other day.
Gator! Don't come up to the fence. I don't want you to be
Hi,
shocked with Holly
Zubu.
here.
They're like, we want to go back to the night run.
We want to go back in and have some dinner tonight. Hey! Oh my goodness. The slime's coming in.
The slime. We're getting slimed.
We're getting slimed. There's that little boy. Hi, buddy. You come here. I love you so much. I love you so much, Juice. I love you so much. Hi, Lexi. I love you so much.
Sorry, Lex.
Zeus. So you can see great Greta. I don't know. You should do...
Did you get that bamboo from her?
Are you upset?
Hi, Lexi Lou.
Oh, April, you're so good. Glad you understand, because we don't.
I had to take this out because apparently...
The rats are getting it?
No, our possum found his way in and then got stuck and made a hole on the other side. Take it out.
You know, it's good enrichment, Holly. It's good enrichment. Slime, thank you for sending in the slime. That's so nice of you. All the slime you send in is to help these animals. Hi. This is Zeus and Lexi. Zeus is an 8-year-old gray wolf dog, and Lexi is a 5-year-old gray wolf dog, one of our biggest and our smallest. Zeus is 135 pounds, and Lexi is a whopping 67-ish pounds.
If that.
Yeah, if that. Maybe 52 now. She looks a lot bigger in the winter.
Hey, bud. Can I pet you? No. I'm not allowed to pet Lexi.
Grumble Gus. Lexi.
Lexi. Come here, Lexi. Come here.
She's like, Zeus is gonna get mad at me.
I don't
I don't want to deal with that.
I get it, Lexi Lou.
Thank you so much. Wow, wow, wow.
I know. Okay.
Meow. Do you know what was happening? Oh, there goes your shovel. Or your rake. All right. Oh, man, you have to rake it and shovel it?
Well, because I can't leave patches where you can see that I took gravel. So
You're taking it from down here now?
Yeah, because up there is getting kind of sparse.
I can't wait to be able to just afford gravel again. It's going to be a good day. You know how nice it is when you can just go, oh, yeah, we need $6,000 in gravel and a volunteer crew?
You know what
No problem.
Do, Jessica, I need paved sidewalks.
We are not paving out here.
Our main sidewalks, it would be really nice.
Oh, they want to know what the infamous Holly pickaxe story is.
Nope.
Doug laughed.
That's one that will never be told. Someone shouldn't have brought it up.
Oh, come on. It's not a big deal.
Oh, it is.
It's not a big deal. I've hit myself in the nose with a pair of pliers and like, I have. And I have ran into walls and...
You're basically telling us.
That's not... No, I've run... Do you know how many times I run into latches in a day?
You
A good 12 to 15.
Because of latches?
See? It's nothing bad.
So he's really hot right now.
God, I know it's horrible outside. I put their beds in there this morning.
I saw that.
They didn't use them.
He usually comes out at night to use it. I don't know if he'll use it.
He went and smelled it, went...
Don't like clean?
Yeah. The smell of clean's not good, Holly.
So these are our cougars. So cougars are also known as pumas or mountain lions. They're all the same exact cat. Just depends where you live is what you call them. So these guys, pound for pound, are stronger than a lion or a tiger.
Sorry, I'm trying to get both you guys on here, and it's just very hard. I have two phones. Oh, that's gross. Hold on, guys.
They got ducks. So pound for pound, they are stronger than a lion or a tiger. They have what we call as incidental strength, which means they can lift 9 times their weight. And contrary to what other people say, they cannot lift an elephant up into a tree.
Up a hill, Holly. Drag it up the hill.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They can lift an elk up into a hill, or up into a hill, into a tree or up a hill. They can jump 20 feet up, 40 feet out, and 60 feet down and land with complete grace. Now these guys, their teeth are really dull to actually break your bone before your skin even gets sliced open. What is pretty incredible and super sharp are their claws. These guys are like surgeons with them. When they actually get full rabbit carcasses, they'll actually eat the entire rabbit, and they'll eat around that sack that holds that feces, and nothing will happen to it. But guess what? When I have to come in here and clean that little sack up, it just explodes all over me. It's kind of how meticulous these guys are. That's what I'd be afraid of, is their claws, not so much their mouth. Huh. So cougars are actually one of the most widely distributed cats in North America. You can find them all the way at the top of Canada to the very tip of Florida.
Yeah, they said that they just one got stuck on Haystack Rock.
I know,
for a couple days.
Oregon.
Yeah,
They closed the beach down because it kept trying to swim in the surf to get away from the rock, and it couldn't, so it had to wait for low tide.
oh, poor kitten.
I know.
Boy is miserable right
He
now. It's too hot for them.
I wish I can get sprinkler systems back here.
Well, Jeremy said he was going to set them up the other day, and I said to wait because of everything happening.
And then if we have sprinklers for them here, I won't have sprinklers for wolves.
Yeah, we just have to run another hose from split off of the.
The one back there.
Mm-hmm. Aww, Max.
Am I missing him?
He's right there. He's in his box.
Oh, okay.
He's just miserable.
Max is our very miserable boy who actually turns 19 on the 26th.
Ish. Did you look in the book?
No, I just went off.
What I said?
Yeah. Anywho, in the next week or two, he does have his 19th birthday. To get the exact date, we do need to look back up in the USDA book.
What year are we in?
23.
Trying to do the math in my head, and it's not.
Not working for you?
No.
So we do have 3 cougars here on our compound. They're all elderly. So I try to spoil them the best I can. I had some old dog beds, Costco dog beds, at my house, and my dogs are no longer using them because they got upgraded to new beds. And since Max absolutely loves beds and he destroys the ones you guys send in that are a couple $100.
And she made it possible.
It's one of my favorite shirts, tank tops that I have.
If we get open again, it will be remade. But you can only buy it here. Hi, baby.
I gotta go over here so I can read comments.
Yeah.
See, he's not even touching the chicken because he's got a duck.
Hey, baby. Take care of him. He didn't come to us because of bad situation. Take care of him. He didn't come to us because of bad situation. He came to us because of bad law. So laws and regulations changed where his owner resided. They gave him a few weeks to get rid of him, and next thing you know, he is at our compound. He was already about 6 years old when he came to us. He's going to be 9, which is just, I can't believe that.
It's Cocoa.
Hi, baby. In her younger years.
Let's see. Oh, I'm yellow now.
Don't bite me. I love you, but don't bite me. I know I smell like chicken
I'm
and
right.
rabbits and all this good stuff. Trying to find the sweet spot.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'm trying to move around and try and find that little green dot.
Wi-Fi.
You are not. So apparently it's a... Oh,
Is that the spot?
don't pee on me. It was, and then he tried...
America. He is in the small cat category, like the cougars, Puma mountain lion, and the reason for that is because they have infused cartilage in the back of their throat that allows them to purr, but it prevents them from roaring. So a lion or a tiger that has that infused bone, they actually can't purr. Lots of times cheetahs, they do this really cute chirping thing that's often confused for a purr.
Mm-hmm.
And cheetahs, if I had the space, we got offered a cheetah one year.
I was an intern.
Yeah, and I actually talked somebody out of it, just because we couldn't provide the adequate enough. We didn't have the right space for it. But cheetahs are just like dogs. They're super super sweet, and they sound like a little raccoon.
Anyway, we only take in animals that we can actually give a really good home to, and a cheetah is just not one that we can give a good home to right now. So it deserves the best home, even if it's not with us.
So cougars can't roar?
No, they squeak. They go meow. So they can hiss and they can growl like they wow. But the main communication and the cutest thing ever is when Shep and I were watering this morning and Max and Girl chirp at each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cute because she just walks over and she's like, and then Max kind of gives his little squeak back, and then they have a little chat in the morning, and then they go on their merry way. But yeah, at least an acre and a half enclosure. So, are you hot and miserable? Are you hot and miserable?
You know, you haven't pooped in your pool yet. You can go lay in that.
Had, except for Jinx, loves to swim.
I mean, would you expect anything else with our animals?
Yeah, I've had like 6 bobcats in my life, and he's the only one.
The first bobcat I've ever worked with, and
does not like he'll poop in the water, but he will not go in the water. My bobcat used to take showers with me. She loved it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for being a part of what we do. We're so grateful. We didn't want to come on here today and just like spout out of like our situation of like how we need money. We're gonna have fundraiser Friday because my cousin is coming.
but we're still going to beg for money tomorrow too. Don't you worry. Got to make that 5,000 match.
Frog Toad Man, I just wish you could witness that, but you're not on anymore. So anyway, it is what it is. But we do need to hit our $5,000 matching. We're working on it. We're hoping that the radio show that comes in on Sunday. Friday is a podcast though.
Oh, okay.
So we'll release the story on Friday morning. It releases at 1 a.m. in the morning on Friday. And then we will give you guys all the story on Friday morning. It releases at 1 a.m. in the morning on Friday. And then we will give you guys all the videos are already made. Of course they are, right? Jessica's just
Yeah, she's so good.
on it.
So next bobcat should be named Bobby or Robbie.
Robbie's the name of my cousin, so I can't do that.
And begging, it's not begging when it's for the animals.
I know, but it's redundant for us. It's not something that we like to do.
Well, thank you,
especially
Dan.
Since we were
Thank you, Paula.
financially perfectly
Thank you, Jalen.
A-okay for the last 6 years.
I call it advocating, not begging.
It's a good way to put it. But it's still coming on and being live every day. That's a lot. It's a lot coming on and exposing your life to.
So if you go to our PayPal account, it'll actually keep you up to date for the most part with donations.
It's also posted every single day on our page. We take every morning at 4 in the morning. I take all the numbers and I total them up and I put them on a thermometer. I send them to Jessica and Jessica makes magic. And she posts it.
Just like that.
Yep, on Facebook, TikTok, and
Where can we listen to the podcast?
it will be posted to Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, Threads, Twitter, and maybe the clap. We'll see. I can't do it. I'm trying.
I feel like we just need to do everything we possibly can.
I'm at that point, but man, when I watch the clapper, I'm sorry if you guys like the clapper, but I can't do it. I can't do it. First of all, the name is just not a good, that's what a First of all, the name is just not a good, that's what a you've been clapped. It just sounds horrible.
You got the clap? I got the clap. You should follow my clap.
They had to add a purr at the end. Clap purr. Like this is so much work. It's not just a clap, it's a clapper. It reminds me of lights turning on and off. It reminds me of a disease.
Okay, I got a couple things. Nikki says, you are not begging, you are doing what you Nikki says, you are not begging, you are doing what you have to for these animals. And trust me, I wish I could do more. Lisa says, as much as I love watching you so much, I do wish you could spend your day caring for the animals.
I can't wait for that day to come back again.
And then, where do you buy raffle for merch?
So our raffle going on right now is in everything that you guys can get from our business, or the ways to support our business, whether it be raffle or our gift shop or any of that kind of stuff, is all found in the link in our bio. every single thing that you can do. Our petitions will be being taken off today. Well, I don't know if I'll take them off. Maybe I'll just keep them going. Because I submitted the petitions today for evidence. So
I say keep them going, and if we can submit a new higher
number,
we will.
Well, we can.
So we also have this. They said it's been awfully quiet around here today. Could we end with a howl? They didn't even howl with the alarms.
Dude, the refiner, that's like, we have that on video. The refiner, like, oh, refiner's going, here goes a howl. Any day now.
Dan, sounds like something you want to get rid of, not download.
The videos on it too are just like, I feel stupider after 10 minutes, so it's hard to like,
It sounds like Rocket has a toy.
so grateful to you. That is the first howl that has been started today at all. I have not heard these guys howl since I've been out here at 7:30 this morning until I started the howl. So, you know, to be sued 21 years later for wolves howling is just absolutely and completely, utterly ludicrous and a waste of everybody's money, time, and resources. But, you know.
Oh, no. Thank you, App. We're green, so I'm not sure. TikTok went down as soon as we did the howl.
Is that just one person or all of them?
No, April went over to Facebook to let me know.
Really?
Oh, now it's back.
Well, if you want to rewatch that howl, it's on Facebook. It's recorded. Sorry that went down. I don't know why it would have. Anyway, we're very, very grateful to all of you. This is the first time they've howled. To be sued right now, 21 years later, saying the wolves howling is a nuisance when we were at our least amount of wolves that we've had in several years. We're down to 15 wolves here. We were at 38. And now we're, you know, we have smaller populations. Is absolutely ludicrous. It's completely and utterly insane, and it is such a waste of everyone's time, resources, money, energy, everything. But then again, the person who is suing us isn't doing really any of the work because he's paying somebody else to do it, where I don't have the money or the luxury to do that. So, no, not that my lawyers haven't done a crap ton of work. It's just, so have we. So, anyway, it is what it is. We are very grateful to take care of these guys. It is an honor to be able to love on Zeus and Lexi. But
we will, Angelica.
We're going to get to the other side with your guys' help. We do have to raise the $100,000 though, guys, to be able to make it to our hearing, and to be able to continue to fight. Now, once we go to our hearing, if they approve our permits or when they approve our permits, what will happen is we'll be able to open. And then once we're open, then your guys' donations really are going to just go towards the fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Renovations, new enclosure stuff, new totes, or new troughs, new stuff like that. That's like really just for them. That's what donations will be going towards then, because we'll be able to provide legal expenses. We'll be able to provide their food, water, power, employment.
Exactly,
like,
Jalen.
how are we going to do 2 tours a day, like 6 days a week with the 3 of us? And I'm like, we'll be able to get back up to a staff of 7 like that.
But then we have to train those.
You know, but if we can do them all at once in a big group, right?
It'd be nice.
Yeah. Well, you know what I said? I would rather you ask Holly the same
Thank you. Thank you.
over and over again than me. No, I'm just kidding. No, I knew we had this one girl who came out here, and she's very, very sweet, but it was disastrous to a certain extent. I know when Holly comes to me and goes, I don't mean to complain, and I'm just like, oh no,
Can't do it.
If Holly can't do it, no one can do it, because it is what it is. But if you don't have common sense, especially in this line of work, you can't do it. A lot of times what's happened with employees for me,
It would be nice to
I
share
am
it.
very upfront honest with my our new hires. And Holly's been in on my interviews.
Oh, Angela's still here. She's only part-time though.
Yeah. I have to be very honest. I'm like, can you lift 50 pounds repetitively all day? If you can't, I can't hire you, because that is just a requirement to be able to do this line of work.
Can you speak in front of people?
Can you speak in front of people, and how do you feel comfortable speaking in front of people? And unfortunately, the people that we've had to, part ways with have been like, literally,
Oh yeah, absolutely I can.
can't lift. Yeah, they said they could, and they went up to go pick up a 30-pound box, and they're like, oh, I can't do this. And I'm like, I can't have you out here then.
Or I'm great talking in front of people.
And then
Doesn't she understand I have anxiety?
yeah, it's like, so and we have to respect like that when they're out here. So we're very upfront and honest. We're very upfront and honest with the expectations. It is a hard stinking job. Anyone who does this line of work, it is a hard job. And if it's not free, and we've had some people who come out here and just be like, I can't do it. I can't keep up. It's just it's too much. And then they've had to quit, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot. I mean, Holly was doing gravel and it's like 76 degrees outside, which is hot for us Washingtonians.
It is very hot for us Washingtonians.
So not for you guys in the Midwest, but for us, it's definitely hot. And for our wolves too, they're pretty miserable.
It is the best job. It's a very rewarding job. It is also a very, very hard job.
I've aged a lot in the last 5 years.
I know. I look at my photos. I'm like, what happened?
I know.
What happened?
The thickness of my hair isn't what it used to be.
And you know what's sad is my family.
Pre-litigation.
My family just stopped asking where a bruise came from. They just stopped.
I have bruises all
The cuts,
over my
the
legs.
bruises, they just stopped. Anacortes, Washington.
Yeah, but the animals are worth it. We're gonna find the right staff. We're gonna find the right team. We're gonna rebuild. We're gonna do all that. We've had great people come through here. I miss some people who had to move on because they just got a much better opportunity money-wise. And I respect that. I love my staff. I want the best for them. And if they can prosper somewhere else, they have my support 100%, because even though the animals are fantastic, I want them
So,
to
Ashley, I have to talk to you.
You're not leaving. You don't have a choice. And I know that that's not true, because for your school to be paid off, you have to be here. That's not true. So anyway, Holly can't leave me because I will be lost.
Yeah, I won't leave.
I'll be lost without Holly. So she does a lot of work out here. So does Jeremy. So does Angela. I'd be lost without all of them. I don't do this. I actually wrote them a message this morning and just said, I just want to thank you guys for really stepping up to the plate and taking care of all the animals, while I've had to just do it has been paperwork galore for me for the last 2.5 weeks, which is my least favorite thing to do in all the world. And so,
April, you're stuck there. Holly, Jalen, you're stuck for eternity.
don't tell her that. Don't tell her that.
I wouldn't say stuck here. I do love what I do.
And you're good at it. You're good at
Oh,
it.
thank you.
So Holly's really good with people. And when I have a really hard day,
Dan, not only do I have a name tag, my name is literally on my shirt.
I got her shirts to say, hi, I'm Holly. No.
I don't put it past you.
I'm going to. When I get reopened again, money's not an issue. You're absolutely getting hi, I'm Holly and a wolf. Let me get some cat food. I'm going to put them away real quick.
Their food's hanging under
I'll
the
go grab
misters.
that. So I'm going to show you guys what they eat, and we're going to go.
They know what's coming. Oh, would you really? That's awesome. I'll have to tell her to make it.
And I can't
So-
not have you here, Holly, because my Mary Poppins cabinet will go away.
I know. A clean Mary Poppins cabinet.
Yeah, if Holly's not here, I can't go to that thing every time I need something and rob it for her to refill. So that's that thought. So these guys are eating chicken, beef, pork, a whole bunch of raw meat, bone in. Very important. This is just Lexi's way of us getting along. She loves cat food.
No, I'm not going to leave, guys. I'm here. And as much as I love Ashley, I'm not really here for her. I'm here for the animals. But Jalen says if you made a shirt that says, "Hi, I'm Holly," she will buy it.
I will make it. Hey, buddy.
Aw, Brandy says she has a little boy with ADHD and him watching you all keeps him calm.
Aw,
I'm so glad.
that's why I'm here.
He has been getting caught up on things that absolutely need to be done around here, especially if we hopefully will be open in September.
We've been doing a lot of fixing, mending, all that kind of stuff that it has to be done. We put it off for a pretty long time because we thought we were going to be able to move. To be quite honest, we thought we were going to be able to hit that $2 million goal, get out of here, say hasta la vista neighbors, and be done. And it just didn't happen. So now, with August coming, we have till August 23rd, 25th for our hearing, and if we're able to reopen by September, first couple weeks of September, then we're gonna have to be like ready, because our calendar will start just.
Oh, that's so awesome, Jalen.
Please note, people who watch me for the opposing side, we're trying to open for September. I'm getting, it's so funny because I get accused of so many different things, and it's just such a misconception and misflipping of words and things like that. It's so silly. It's just so silly. So anyway, we're going to get open. We're going to get to the other side. The community's going to come together. We're going to survive until August. That is our goal. We're going to get reopened. I'm going to stick with that. And then we can just, once we're reopened, legal fees won't be an issue. Propane won't be an issue. Water, power, sewer, care, vet won't be an issue.
We'll have employees again.
We'll have employees, and we can actually have time to spend with the animals.
Do you know how nice it'd be just to have someone to do the yard work?
Again?
I guarantee, like, that's all you do.
Yeah. I miss it.
I know.
I miss it more than anything. Aaron, nobody can leaf blow like you. I want you back. I miss Aaron so much. I know you won't.
He'll come to visit. I know. So if we do open, we will still go live, just not as much.
Not nearly as much, and it will be in between our tours because the reality is Holly and I are leads on tours. So the supporting employees that come in will be they'll be helpers. They won't be main leads, and so Holly and I do need to switch back and forth on main leads for 4 tours, because it's exhausting.
It is.
It's exhausting.
Brandy, if we do open up, we still have all our lives on Facebook. You can always go back and rewatch those. We have almost 3 years worth of lives on there, but we still will be doing lives, just not a daily thing.
It will be a scheduled thing, depending on how much staff we get.
And we're actually trying to get our kids' YouTube page up and going as well. Yeah,
because we want kids' education is really important. So, but again, best laid plans, right? So like I'm saying, Fundraiser Friday will be live probably by 9:30, 10 o'clock to start Fundraiser Friday. You know, with my luck, I'll be in the vet first thing in the morning, and Holly will have to take care of.
I actually really hate when she makes plans because I know they're going to go awry.
They do.
But when we just like wing it, it's great.
It's good. It's a good day. Like today was a good day. I woke up, it was a good day, and everything's been going.
Will the tours be through Airbnb?
Yes. Yep. So we'll be going back through Airbnb. Airbnb donates 100% of the proceeds back to the nonprofit, so they don't take a dime that you guys do.
And we don't have to worry about the scheduling because they take care of it.
And they take care of all the stuff. And then if someone comes here and they're rude or they shouldn't come here, I can actually say like, you need to leave, which I've never had to do, but I have Airbnb support to be able to say, no, this is against our policy. You know, so like we have Airbnb is a pretty amazing company, so we hope to get back up and running with them soon. If not, we'll have to go through a different platform, but you know, because somebody magically called in and put my Airbnb contract in jeopardy, and so I'm having to work on that still too. So, but anyway, that will get all resolved. We'll be back up and running with Airbnb soon.
It would be, so I'm glad we've never had to do it.
What's that?
Kick people out of a tour.
We've come close.
We have come close, and it's very.
We've come close. We had one beautiful young lady who came here. Holly felt so bad. She came in a skirt and like leggings.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were like, to be able to go in with our puppies, like we clearly state you can't wear skirts.
And they were actually puppies at the time.
Yeah, she can't wear anything flowy or anything like that. She goes, oh, no problem, these are leggings. And she took them off, and they were not leggings. They were pure out pantyhose.
You're welcome, Brandy.
So we were going to be more prepared. Our goal is, what we are going towards is we'll have, you guys always wear the wrong shoes. So we're going to have boots in all different sizes out here because you always wear the wrong shoes.
You know what? I absolutely just, it's one thing I can't do is wear someone else's shoes. It grosses me out.
You go bowling.
I know, but there's lots of socks in that.
How is that different? That's more gross than
having like 2 pairs of socks on to go bowling.
Oh, you put 2 pairs of socks on?
Yeah. And in bowling shoes, there's no padding, so you don't feel other people's foot impressions in there.
Holly, I swear. I don't even know how to take it. It is what it is.
April's the same way. I knew we were like-minded there.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
And so is Paula.
I mean, if I know the person, I don't really care.
Oh, I still do.
Really? Oh, I'll put on Jenny sandals and walk out to the thing.
My sister put on my
It's like your toothbrush.
my Vessies. I got so mad at her. I'm like, no.
Really? Oh, I wore my son's shoes out the other day because we were the same size shoe, and like, it doesn't like it.
Jalen says athlete's foot. Ashley, athlete's foot.
First of all, Jenny doesn't have athlete's foot. She's like a beautiful, like, well done up woman.
It is amazing, Katie. There's a lot, like, we love you guys when you come out, but usually as soon as you guys all start walking up, the first thing we look at is your shoes.
Your shoes, your jacket, your fleece that I told you not to wear, your dangly jewelry that I told you not to wear.
Your beanies with little bobs.
Balls on the top because it's cold outside that I asked you not to wear. And then one lady got so mad at me because I was like, hey, so I'm just trying to figure it out. Please don't take offense to this. Did you not get the directions that I sent out to you? Did you not take the time to read those? Are you not getting them? And she's like, oh no, I didn't get them. And I'm like, okay, I need to look into this. Like, I'm gonna see if I can solve this.
That's funny, Lisa.
Do you know what Airbnb told me?
Huh.
They're emailed the instructions the moment they booked. They emailed the instructions as a pre-warning before they come there, and they're emailed the instructions the morning of what to expect on the experience.
Oh, that's nice.
So I was like, I started texting everybody. So I went in and I got their phone numbers, and I texted everybody the instructions because nobody was listening. So we resolved that quickly. But at the same time, I have accounts that I don't have access to.
Anita, you have no idea. Ashley thinks I'm crazy because I bring up something. I'm like, I just don't trust it. I have trust issues. She has trust issues too. She brings her own disinfectant bowling.
I don't go bowling. So I don't wear their shoes at all.
They like the texture of the fleece. They know they can rip it apart. And so that's why we don't have you guys wear fleece out here.
Yeah, or wool.
Or wool, something that they eat.
Something that they do eat. They've had sheep in the past. Or we can't have any poof balls because there was a time where like they would jump on the boxes. We don't do that anymore because people wouldn't listen, and they would turn their head and they lose their beanie, because they don't attack a person, but they're like, ooh, that looks
They're
fun.
actually really good about just grabbing the object and not you.
Yeah, masks were fun.
Mm-hmm.
Masks were really fun, especially when people had the ones that like.
That was my favorite. That went all the way around the head instead of just the ears, because they grab them and they realize they couldn't like pull them away all the way, and they'd let go and they'd snap people.
So fun.
Jalen, a lot of people said, oh, if it goes to the wolves, it's good, but we can't have our wolves getting away with that stuff, so we spend the rest of the tour trying to get it back from them.
Yeah, so they have to learn they can't do it, and by learning that they can't do it, we have to take it away from them, and not in an aggressive manner. We have to go in there and like say, excuse me, this is mine. That's a no, we don't do that. It's like gentle parenting to a certain extent. There's no snapping. I mean, we snap to like kind of get their attention, but there's no, it's just they're wolf dogs. And our next when we get puppies,
Lisa, I don't think
eventually-
you ever had an issue.
Yeah, if a sanctuary needs help with overflow and puppies or anything like that, we're able to get that honor of getting, more conservation efforts as the time goes on. We will actually,
Thank you, Lisa or
we
Paula.
will be overly training those pups, which
Yes.
I'm very excited to
And we'll
do.
have the staff to be able to do it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, but do you know how well Luther was trained?
But then there's no one to ruin him.
That's what I'm saying. I took Luther home. I trained Luther. I trained him really well.
August 23rd and 25th.
Really, really, really well. I had Luther sit, stay, come. He was working on that. It was fantastic. And I had one request. Please do not put him with Bear. Please do not put him with Bear. Leave him with the other puppies. But just whatever you do, it's just my one request. I really want to work hard with this wolf dog. Just don't put him with Bear. I came in 2 days later and he was with Bear. And within 3 days, all of the work that I had put in for the last 8 to 10 weeks was completely gone. Because wolves pick up on bad behavior, not good behavior. So when they see an adult wolf acting the way Bear acted, they act that way.
Like, Bear was a sweet boy, but he was terrified of new people.
And he was timid. He didn't listen. He didn't listen. Like, I mean, he would come, but he didn't listen. Like,
It was great today, though. I was in the back run looking for Willow because I was going to pet her while I was sitting in the misters. And she came down out of the box. I'm like, hey, it's too hot over here. Come on, follow me. And she, like, literally walked beside me the whole time. I'm like, this is what I'm talking about, but I know it's just a fluke.
She listens. She loves you. So anyway, Holly and I are going to get home for the day. It's already 4:30.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh. We are worn out.
Lexi.
Anyway.
We will see y'all tomorrow.
Yep.
Bye.
Here we go. And I can't smell this cat food for any longer.